All right, hopefully there's not a lot of background information going on, but I am back at it again, working on this, and I have finished for the most part doing all the hierarchy. Now started doing the bones of the character. So I have done the left and right leg, I've done one of the arms, and I'm going to show you guys how I did that. I want to have another one of these types of bones and these types of bones on this side. So to make sure that I have it parented correctly, I got to select the bone that is going to be in charge of that. So as you can see, this one controls those bones. It also controls the head. All right, so it's pretty easy. Just select your parent bone, alt click, pick an area, and go from there. Alt click, pick an area, go from there. I would like to do the angle. I know this program is very old. It doesn't have any update support anymore, probably. They are working on a second version. I'm probably just going to move on to Blender from here on out. But yeah, I understand Blender as well. But I wanted to show off this program because I've had it for a while. Make sure you name your layers. So this is the bone upper arm, and it is the right side. I can just drag these pieces into where I needed. So I was trying to select this upper arm piece, which is behind this sleeve. As you can see, it's got the little box around it. Can't really see it right now, but if I can actually click the bone, there we go. You can kind of see the outline of it right here, but I just drag it into that slot. So this same thing right here, if I want these in the right spot, so 106, 106 with a negative. All right, this one, 121, 121 with the negative. All right, so this bone right here, I want these hands and arm to be part of it. So I just click and drag, put it in there. I don't know why it jumps to the top, but it does it. So now that's part of that one. Bone, the lower arm. And then that will just maintain that hierarchy. So now these are parented correctly. Okay. I am still going to move on to Blender instead, just because I feel like the workflow is going to be a lot faster. And plus, my teammates, they won't have to buy a program that is unfortunately very outdated, doesn't have a lot of quality of life stuff that a lot of us would like to use, probably. But yeah, I think switching this over to Blender will probably be best overall for everybody on my team. I already discussed it with them. They're cool with it. Okay, so I did kind of a big jump cut here, but I'm going to preface this with I am not a good animator. I just know how to animate some stuff. And yeah, so I did a bit more stuff in Blender, and this is what I have so far. So just a simple rig, simple walk cycle. Decided to make the character a little bit 3D with just beveling out the planes that make up the character model. So it kind of gives a little bit of a 3D effect, but not too much. Still kind of goes with our hand-drawn themes. I think it's pretty cute so far. It's very simple. This is just the walk cycle I have so far, but this is pretty much the basis for everything we need. Yeah. So here it is so far. Here's the cleric, just walking around. I'm just gonna do a quick rundown of how I did this real quick. So my simple rig is it's just it. That's all it is. It's just a very, very simple rig. I do have actual bones here. I did some IK stuff to make sure it is all good. So this bone for the head is the IK parent of this big circle right here, which is just a visual shape. It's not actually a circle. It's just replacing these bones right here to look like that circle. If you're familiar with Blender, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not familiar with Blender, pick it up. It's free. It's fun. I like it. And then same thing with the arms here. These are the controls and stuff for the constraints. And just having a pole so it knows where it's going. And the bone target, whatever these are called, for the circles to know where it's been. And that is basically what those are controlling. So as long as so there's a little popping right here, but I'll fix it eventually. And I just did like a slight tilt to the head, and it just is slightly wiggling those back and forth. I think it's pretty cool. You can see a little close up of how the head is not fully connected back there because, yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take away from like the design of the character by adding too many of my own elements. Like I could add a sphere right here, like a gray and blonde one, but then I would have to do that for every single character. If I just do it like this, then we can just kind of fake it, and I can still do plug and play to swap out everything because here's all my character parts. I just have to change the texture paint of whatever I'm working on. So I don't know why it's still selected with the hand, but I could just change the texture paint for any of the characters, just update it, just swap it out, and can use the same rig for every single character. And that will be super duper easy for all of us. Anybody can come in, make a little change. It's like I just drew on that hand. But yeah, just changing any of the textures that we need to as we go. And it is more real time than the separate program I was using previously. I do like the other program, but this is just gonna be a lot better for all of our quality of life, I think. So like this tunic, I split down the center so that way I could have it be mirrored, but eventually I'll come back in and just clean that up so that way it's texture on both sides and not just one side. Because that'll look silly when we have characters with different designs on either side of their body. It's like how this one has a black and white theme going on with its face and horns and ears. But yeah, and then I even did a little bit of the blend shapes for the mouth. I just kept it really simple. I'll hide my bones real quick. Goodbye, bones. Do not hide your bones in real life. It will be uncomfortable. So I did an open smile. Closed mouth is going to be its default state. So I have to fix that because it's far back there. But you know, that's what we get for tweaking things after the fact. But it's just upside down for frown, big smile, upside down, and just changing those different properties right here gives us different face shapes, or mouth shapes rather. And I'll do the same thing with the eyes now that they are in their proper places. But yeah, just that's what I've done so far. Just gonna keep working on it, make some more animations like an attack, blocking, and of course idle animation just to get it all squared away and ready to send off to our engineer.